Yet again you find me heading deep into the Asian countryside and jungle, hunting ancient temples, often abandoned and forgotten. The road is littered with landmines, the jungle festooned with venomous snakes. But the ancient sites you and I will visit are simply breathtaking.
Hello and welcome again to Forgotten Temples with myself, Mr. B. Now you find me pushing through the jungle in search of yet another ancient site. I'm at Sambor Preah. It's an entire city that has been consumed by the jungle and almost nobody comes here. Hence, I have employed the gentleman in front of us, who is in fact a policeman. Now, as you can see by his head movements, looking left and right, he is having a bit of a difficult time locating it himself. And we've been driving through grasslands, jungle, and all sorts of things just to try and find this site. It really is one of those that most certainly can be called a forgotten temple. And still our search goes on. As you can see, this gentleman grew up here, man and boy, but he is having troubles locating this site. And it's deeper and deeper we go. And there's something quickly worthy of note as well, is there is landmines in this area. So I'm doing two things. One is to be careful to follow in his path. The other, sorry, I've just been bitten by giant red ants and they're unbelievably painful. And the other is to keep a distance, because if he, by any chance, should tread on a landmine, then I am, good Lord, this is difficult. I am a reasonable distance from him. Now, what's happened here is I've been caught up in jungle vines. Every step, come on, can be a struggle. But that struggle is worth it, because literally we come round the corner and look, here it is. Wow. And here it is, after such an epic journey. This is South Chheuteal Temple, and as I say, it is in Sambor Preah, an ancient city built approximately in the 11th century and then abandoned in approximately the 14th. The thing about this ancient city, as I think you can tell by the undergrowth and the journey in, it's exceedingly difficult to get here. There's no roads, and the actual road that comes to the city is the worst road in Cambodia. It is murderous. Now, this is one of the smaller temples at this city. So let's have a very quick trip round, because I've got a couple of things I wish to show you, and one of them is quite exciting. Now, it's jolly difficult to film this mighty giant, because there's quite a few things going on. I'm being eaten by giant red ants, as I mentioned on the walk in. They're everywhere, and believe me, they're exceedingly painful. And we've got these twig sort of things that are appearing absolutely everywhere, and that's what's kind of exciting, but I'll tell you that in a moment. I just quickly want to nip around here, and then we're going to go inside the temple. Now, I've not had a sneak peek. I don't like to do that. I like to go in for the first time with yourselves. Now, Sambor Preah, because of its exceedingly remote location, has been robbed blind by looters. And this is the only lintel I have discovered so far. At the top there, you can see a depiction of Buddha. But if we go round the other side, there's a much sorrier tale to be told. So here is our final treat, our mystical doorway. As always, I must be jolly careful of venomous snakes because not many people, well, almost nobody comes here. And if you're a snake, these kind of environments are absolutely perfect for you. So I'm going to pick up a small stone and throw it forward. Because if there is a snake in there, I want him to know that, jeez, there you go, whoa! Okay, that happens all the time, by the way. That's how I managed to rip the tendons in my right foot, which is still repairing, but I can't help myself. The doctor said I should rest, but I'm out here, aren't I? Right, oh wow, hold on, I've got caught up again. Oh wow, hold on, something just moved. Something just moved. I think it's a bat. Right, extreme caution. I don't know if you got that on camera, but in that right corner, 100% something moved. So extreme caution, Mr. B. But I'm not. I'm gonna bend down, keep my eye on that corner and on the lens. Look at this. This is amazing. This shows exactly what I was talking about. It amplifies my point perfectly as to what the looters did here. This base was obviously here, but they have moved it. Now I'm going to move forward. I don't know how wise this is with the movement in the pit there, but in gods we trust. Well, I trust in the ancient gods, and I want to do this temple justice. This is huge. Maybe I'll get it as my final shot. But as I say, it was once here above this pit. The looters have moved it aside to see if there was anything of any value underneath. And it remains exactly where they left it. And what we see is this hole in the center. And that is where a god once stood. There would have been a mighty statue that would have looked forward out onto this wonderful ancient city, and those pilgrims would have travelled far and wide and entered through this very doorway to see him. But alas, it is all now gone. So here it is. This is all that remains of a once ancient god, the base on what he once stood on. And it's absolutely miserable. It's exceedingly sad because I've spent a few days in this ancient city and you see this over and over again. And allow me to explain as to why this is so sad. Is because what this very clearly shows us is the level of faith, the level of dedication, the level of work, effort, of sweat, of skill that went into creating this temple. Just from the base alone, we could tell that this was a Herculean task. I mean, look at it. This is my arm fully outstretched and it is not reaching the end of it. This is one gigantic piece of stone. It weighs literally tons. And there's no way it would have got here without all that faith, dedication and sweat. And it's just been tossed aside like a piece of rubbish, just so they could pluck the ripe cherries. And what I mean by that is the statues and anything ornate. And the looters here were particularly merciless, because when they came here, they brought chainsaws. And that explains why at these temples there's always a hint of sadness for me. But let us not be glum, because it is still a thing of absolute majesty. It is still the home of a god, because gods are more than just statues alone. Sometimes, well, often in fact, I feel that I walk amongst them. I very much hope that you've enjoyed this little adventure, only a wee little temple, but a thing of absolute beauty all the same, I feel. And if by chance you could help me build up this library of ancient and often abandoned temples, I would be truly grateful. And how you do that is very simple. It's www.patreon.com/temples. Simple as that. So until next time, as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. You take good care now. I don't know if that was a snake, but I swear to God, it's probably bats. Just tell yourself it's bats, B. I think that thing is, just say it's bats. And then get the hell out.